really believe the Eagles need to stay at 6 and pick either Kyle Pitts, Penny Sewell, Jamar Chase, or Devontae Smith. However, if all 4 of those guys somehow went off the board, at that point, you trade back.
So everybody doing Dingbat here. So today we come with the big ass dog. Dallas still stinks.
Everybody do it, King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's hanging in there. Hope you guys are doing well. So the first day officially of free agency starting is pretty much over. It's pretty much over. The Eagles really quiet, especially in adding players. They did sign Adrian Killins to a 2-year deal, but really the main part of their day was the official trade of Carson Wentz to the Indianapolis Colts. And it was really interesting because Howie Roseman came out and spoke, and we're going to get into some of the things he said because I think it's very telling going into the draft and what the Eagles' plans are. But before I do that, I got to give a huge shout out to one of my great subscribers, an old timer who's been with me a long time, Joseph Vega, because I went by the post box office today and all of a sudden there was this gigantic box sitting there waiting for me. So I wanted to come here and open this and see what the hell Joseph could have sent. But I just want to say thank you, Joseph Vega. Shout out to you. And I'm going to open this thing right now. Let's find out what he sent. What the heck? I have to open it somewhat slow because the box got a little bit crushed on the way here. What is this? Holy crap. It's a wreath. It's a wreath. I love it. Love it. Look at this thing. This is badass. This is going up on my front door in my new home because we're getting ready to move. This thing is perfect. I love this thing. This is badass. I love the license plate, Eagles wreath. You gotta love it. Joseph Vega, man. I love this. This is close to my heart. Thank you so much for sending me this, man. This is awesome. I appreciate it so much. This is gonna be good. I'm telling you, I got all this nice stuff to put in the new house we're going, new little studio I'm gonna build. It's gonna be fun. But man, thank you, Joseph Vega. Shout out to you, man. I appreciate you sending me this. You're too kind, too generous. And I love it. I love it, man. So thank you very much. I'm going to put it down very gently. And it don't look like anything got broken or anything like that, which is a good thing because the box was a little crushed up. But shout out to you, Joseph Vega. Thank you so much, man, for the nice gift. Joseph Vega, man, shout out to you once again, man. Thank you so much for the gift that you sent me, man. And I just really appreciate it. I'm humbled. I mean, I got a really the best subscribers in the world. There's no question I have the best subscribers. And you guys are too kind, too generous, and it's truly humbling. So thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart. God bless to each and every one of you guys. Now, when dealing with the Eagles and dealing where we're at right now, the Eagles are quiet. They're very quiet. They're still trying to get money. They're creeping up slowly. You redo McLeod, you redo Jake Elliott. The Derek Barnett thing, I don't kind of get because they had a chance to extend him and maybe not eat that $10 million. Maybe he didn't want to do it because he saw what other defensive ends were making. But I think that, we should have tried to get that $10 million number down. You know what I mean? It would have been nice. But the Eagles, they have a plan. And as you guys know, Alshon Jeffrey, Malik Jackson, they have been released. And this is not a surprise. We knew this was going to happen. I talked about this a few weeks ago. However, the money, the majority of that money that they're going to save doesn't really come in effect until like June 2nd because they're both June 1st designations. So the Eagles, they're not going to have a lot of money. We know this. However, there will be opportunities for them to sign guys. We're just going to see the couple tiers go by before anything happens. That's the way it's going to go. I will say this, though. I heard Adoree'Jackson got cut today. If there's any way that they could go and get him, I would love to have him. I was so big on him coming out of college. I think he's got talent still. And if they can find a way to get him, I would like to bring him in. But we're going to have to see. I'm in a good place mentally right now. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm Dak Anthony, where's fitness? Like this. And I took a really good nap. I'm calm. I'm not panicking that we haven't signed anybody. This is kind of going exactly how I thought it would. It was fun kind of daydreaming about a Deshaun Watson situation, but we know that's not happening. That's not reality. And we're back in reality right now. And Jalen Hurts is the guy, and he's the guy going forward, and I think he could be a great quarterback. I'm excited about Jalen Hurts. I'm excited to see what he can do. And I just hope that the Eagles build around him. Please build around him. Give him weapons. Give him weapons. This kid could do something if we give him weapons. And I think he could do something this year, okay? The key to the Eagles is the draft, okay? Because what happened today was the official Carson Wentz trade went through, right? And here's something interesting, and I think it's kind of weak, because I think it's kind of from Carson. But apparently, he's going to be introduced tomorrow by the Colts, and the Philly media is not allowed to give him questions. They're not allowed to even ask him anything. Why? That's horrible. They should be able to ask him questions and he should be able to answer, okay? But Howie Roseman, Jeffrey Lurie, they kind of talked a little bit today about the Carson Wentz trade, that he wanted a fresh start, and they thought it was the best thing for both parties. Then they kind of started to ask Howie Roseman, about the possibility of drafting a quarterback, and would he rule that out? And he wouldn't. He wouldn't. He said he's going to go by every position. I think the Eagles could go any way. I think we don't know. I think they're going to leave it tight-lipped, and we're not going to know until draft night. But it could go any way. Me personally, I think the Eagles, their biggest need is just overall talent, top-end talent. They need to get talented guys in here. That's why a guy like Kyle Pitts, if I'm at 6, I'm taking him, because we're talking about not a tight end. He is not a tight end. I don't believe he's a tight end. I believe he's a wide receiver / tight end. I believe he could be an outside wide receiver. I believe he's a generational talent. I believe he's a guy that doesn't come around often. And I believe you don't pass that up. I think Penei Sewell is a guy that doesn't come around often either. So you want to take either of those two guys, I look as generational talent. Just take one of them. Okay? And if you don't want to take them, then you want to take Jamar Chase. Totally good with Jamar Chase. I think Jamar Chase is going to be a absolute stud in the NFL. If it's draft night and I'm live streaming, right? And we get up there and I'm like, oh, they're going to take Kyle Pitts. They're going to take Kyle Pitts. And they say Jamar Chase. I'm going to say, absolutely no problem with this. Let's do it. I love it. I love that pick. I have no problem taking Jamar Chase whatsoever. Devontae Smith, I have no problem taking him. My thought process is this, though. I was thinking, because my brother, he keeps telling me, dude, stop even worrying about who to take at 6. They're trading back. The Eagles are going to trade back. My brother thinks they're going to trade back. And when you kind of start thinking about it, and some of the things that Howie Roseman said, where he was saying that, they're going to use the draft to get as many picks as they can to basically rebuild this team into a Super Bowl contender. And you wonder about the cap space, right? Because at 6, you got to pay a guy a lot more than you would pay at 15, at 12, at 10. The picks are slotted. So is it possible that the Eagles, based upon salary cap, based upon money, they decide to trade back? Because if that's the case, I would be upset. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to be upset. I do not want to trade back. I want the best, most talented player. I'm not looking at this rebuild as a one-year thing. I'm looking at it as a couple years. I don't necessarily feel always confident in Howie's picks. So I just want to take the surest thing that I can. Okay? Now, some people have been asking me, and I forget who put this up in my live stream earlier, but they asked a question, and the question really was, let's say Penei Sewell, Devontae Smith, Jamar Chase, and Kyle Pitts are all off the board. What are you going to do? And when they said that, I knew exactly what they meant because those are my 4 guys. Those are the 4 guys that I'm targeting. I don't care which one of those 4 guys we end up with, as long as we end up with one. So I knew what he was doing. You know what I mean? I don't take Dak Anthony where it's fitness snaps. So I knew what he was doing. He was asking me, what do you do when the guys that you want, if they went off the board? Now I don't think it's going to happen because you got Sewell, Smith, Chase, Kyle Pitts. 1, 2, or 3 of those, between 2 and 3 of those guys, I think will be on the board when the Eagles pick, okay? The quarterbacks are going to go first. But let's just say, for argument's sake, that happens. At that point, if I'm the Eagles, I would trade back. That is the one point where I would be okay with trading back. I would say, go ahead, go back to 10, go back to 11, 12, whatever. Maybe we snag Waddle. Maybe we get Jalen Waddle, and if not, maybe you go back even further. You get a J.C. Horn, Jeremiah Owuzu Koromoa. I can never say his name right, but I love those guys. I mean, at that point, I would get it, But I'll tell you this: if anybody thinks that we're trading the 6th pick and we're not getting a haul, we're not getting a lot in return, you're crazy. Because I would need at least a couple first-round picks. I would need at least a couple because the chances are if somebody's coming up to 6, they're coming up for a quarterback. So I have to get a lot. I think the Eagles are capable of trading back, but, and my brother thinks that's what they're going to do, but he thinks it's based on salary. If they're basing it on salary, I have a problem. If they're basing it on talent, then it's okay. Me personally, and I've said this 1,000 times, pick at 6, trade back into the first round, trade back into the early second. You know what I mean? Once a guy like, let's say a Koromoa or a J.C. Horn, let's say they fall to 25, 26, one of them. Somebody always falls in this draft. When you get to that 25, 26, 27 spot, I think that's when you start calling. Howie needs to be on the phone. Hey, yo, you know what I mean? That's when you need to do it. It's going to be interesting. I mean, the draft is going to be absolutely fascinating. I cannot wait. And as far as free agency goes, we just got to be a little more patient. Our days are coming. Our guys are coming. They're not going to be big signings, or anything like that. But at the same time, how he likes to get his name out there. He likes to make a splash. Who knows what they have trade-wise, what's brewing or what. All I know is the Eagles got enough ammo to get back into the draft. I need 2 starters out of this draft, 2 starters out of the next draft. That's the goal. And I'm hoping it's my man Kyle Pitts. I'm hoping it's Devontae Smith or Jamar Chase. And I say that in no order. Or Penny Sewell. One of those 4 guys, I'm good. So we're going to see what tomorrow brings. Quiet night tonight. And who knows what's going to happen. But with that said, I'm going to let you guys go. I will talk to you later. And of course, don't be a dingbat.